All right, Taurus, here we go. Second stop on my 12-stop Zodiac fly through here for May 2026. Let's cut the deck. Let's get a theme energy for you right here. Position 2, slice number 2 of our 12 slice pie. Slicing the cycle into 12 pieces. What do we get? Well, it's nothing. I can tell you the energy here is nothing like the Aries reading. If you want a feel good moment, go watch the fucking Aries reading. Let me tell you right now, that was fucking mind blowing. I've never seen anything like that. I have not had a reading that divinely guided in probably over a year, I would say. Anyway, Eight of Swords is your theme energy, fueled by what? Three of Swords. Oh, it's so different. It's funny I mentioned the Aries reading because they're the sign just before you. You're very close in the cycle, right? You're very close. I used the Witches, and their second card after the cut was the Three of Swords, but around very different energies, around the world and love coming in and all that kind of. This is somebody lets you down in May. Look, I'm sorry. Somebody lets you down. I'm gonna go one more. You waited for a long time for something, and it leaves you feeling a little, I don't know, disillusioned. Can I put it that way? All right, a little bit. You're a little bit, wow, I thought that was going to be great. Wow. Now, if that's not great, it's that kind of a feeling. All right? I don't know. Let's see what's going on here. Okay? All right, let's go. Let's shuffle the deck. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve Love Terry here for a reason, this reading is timeless. Okay? I'm not a fucking time lord. I know it's a May reading. But the universe doesn't have calendars or our clocks. Those are just cardboard things and whatever we hang on our wall. So this may happen depending on how fast you're moving on your timeline through your life, through your destiny, the reason you're here, your dharma, if you will. It might happen for you in June or early July. I don't know. Either way, I got a very disillusioned energy here. I can feel it. I have to swim in these energies to do these readings. I can feel that. It's very, 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 very strange. I don't know. I don't want you to get like that. Okay? This is a byproduct of you having some sort of expectation. I believe you have some kind of... honestly, I just took a peek at the bottom. I'm sorry I did, because it's proof that I read the energy first and I throw the cards. I did not see that. It is the Eight of Wands. And I was just about to say, you're about to have some kind of conversation with somebody who you've wanted to talk to. You've wanted to straighten things out with. And I think it leaves you feeling a little meh. A little bit. Okay? Just a little, see, the Seven of Swords. Maybe you can't get them to tell the truth. Maybe this just means it doesn't go the way you think it will. Maybe you should not have any expectations on this. It may be even a conversation. It's human nature to do it. You ran it through your head a few times. I've had this conversation with them. I know how it's going to go, Steve. Never assume you know how anything's going to go. Ever. I don't care if you're getting in your car to go to the store to get some milk or whatever. The little convenience store. You think you know how that's going to go. Don't. Don't ever think that. That way you can flow with whatever happens. All right? Nine of Cups, something you really wanted. Again, disillusioned a little bit. You wish it never happened because you enjoyed the fantasy, right? All right. After this conversation happens, you wish it never happened because you enjoyed thinking about how great it was going to be when it happened, and then it happened and it wasn't great. Shit. All right. Let's go. You ready? We're going to pull Pyramid. How they feel about you is here. How they see you or what they think about when they think about you is here. And a potential final outcome for you is at the bottom. All right? I'll clarify whatever needs clarifying. If I need to, I'll throw some universe cards at the end. Are you ready? All right, let's do this. Let's get to the bottom of this conversation that maybe you wish never happened. How do they feel about you? The Nine of Wands. Not a great start. The Queen of Pentacles. That's better. I like that. Okay, I would be more worried if this was in that position. So, okay, very nice. And what's here red with the Nine of Wands? The Six of Cups. It's somebody who doesn't want to think about what could have been, what might have happened in the past. They're probably got a lot of nostalgia coming in and they're trying to shut it down, right? Somebody wants to be done with you, okay? And you're just there. They feel like they can't get rid of you. They feel like all that they think about is how great you are. They feel like they probably compare other people to you. They're probably dating again. If this is a runner, they're dating again, and nobody compares to you. Nobody. You know, it's you know, everybody they're going out with has either one stick in their hair or no sticks in their hair, you know, a ratty robe. You got the nice robe. It's that kind of a thing. Somebody wants to shut down the past, shut down the nostalgia. This is also an energy of, just to give you an extreme example, this is also the energy I get a lot in my offline readings with certain people in the world that want to erase history, right? People that want to erase history want to repeat it. That's why they want to erase it. That may be the case here as well for a few of you. Somebody wants to erase the history you had so they can redo it again. I don't know, maybe how it ended, you came out on top, and they want to redo it and come out on top this time. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But somebody in a conversation, that now it makes sense. A conversation lies. Somebody tries to tell you how things went, and they're lying. And it leaves you disillusioned. It's like, how could they possibly see it that way? Right? You know, I mean, it is what it is. I know that feeling. I get it. You can scratch your head at certain things and certain people. I mean, you know. Anyway, all right, let's see where we go. Sometimes people just have a hard time with the past. They have a hard time reconciling it. So they deny it. You know, you see it in extreme examples out in the world with the Holocaust deniers and people like that, you know, which is always painful for me because I'm a guy who got to interview a few of those at one time when I was studying human nature. My grandmother at the time knew someone who, you know, was in like a rest home and stuff, and I got to go talk to them about that. You know, all of that is very real. Anybody who's denying any of that should have their fucking head examined. I'm sorry if it's hard to imagine and hard to look at, but it happened. And what I've got here is somebody who's having a hard time looking at something with your past, and they're doing the same thing. They're trying to shut it down, and they're full of shit. And it's causing you to be a little disillusioned. It's causing you to be a little like, wow, how can somebody be so fucking stupid? You know, that kind of a thing. It's sort of what you're thinking. It's how you're feeling. As far as how they feel with you here at the center, this person knows the truth. People always do. People that deny anything always know the truth. That's why they get angry when you question them on it, right? They don't, because it's not that they don't know the truth. It's that they don't want to look at it. They can't face it. So there's something about your past with this person that they can't face. Maybe you were married to them and they cheated on you. And they're going to try to pretend like that never happened. They're going to be a cheetah cost denier. You know, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. It could play out that way. That's why I'm giving you the energy here. All right. Let's talk about here. Let's talk about what they think about. More 3D energy here. All right. 10 of Cups. Yeah, see, this person dreams about you. You're showing up everywhere. You're in their dreams. You're in their heart. You're in their soul. The Page of Cups. When they think about you, they think about rekindling things. They fantasize about you. They think about apologize. Even in their mind, they think about apologizing to you. This person has a hard time. This is a similar energy to what I usually get in the Taurus position. It's somebody who definitely needs to see a therapist. It's somebody who definitely has something from their past that they haven't dealt with. Which is reflecting, obviously, right here in that there's something in your past with this person that they refuse to deal with. So it's not just you they do this with. They do it with themselves, too. And what ends up happening here is you get somebody who totally wants it, but then shuts it down because they can't face, they'd have to face what happened in the past. Right? It's too much for them. So they're going to lie to you. You know, and maybe they say they don't want you. I think it's more a case of a denier. It's somebody who's going to deny something happened in the past. Very stubbornly. Look at her. Look, very stubbornly. That never happened. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Nope, that never happened. I'm not looking at you. Okay? That kind of a thing. All right? It's too hard for them to face. so they shut it down. That's a common thing with people. It plays out in a big way out in the world, like I explained, but it also plays out in people's lives. There's all kinds of things. They shut down all sorts of stuff, all sorts of horrifying things that happened to them as children. They shut down. They refuse to believe that it ever happened, kind of a thing. This person is like that. They're doing that with an aspect of your relationship. I believe they do it with an aspect of themselves as well. There's something that they have. It may cause them to It may cause them to act out. It may reflect almost like a PTSD kind of a thing with someone like this. It can, not always. But yeah, they dream about you, and when they think about you, yep, they're in. But the feelings, they can't get past it. What's the potential final outcome for you, Red, with you? That's you sitting there in my reading. Queen of Pentacles, the Chariot. I think they show up. I think the final outcome for you is your journey with this person continues. This card represents this soulmate cycle for me. It's a Cancerian themed soulmate cycle. It's Cancerian energy. I get the strong feeling that you care a lot about this person. I get the feeling you might be disillusioned, but you're determined to either help. It doesn't even feel like you're determined to help them, although I'll say that because it might apply to a few of you. I think you're determined to prove to this person that what they're denying happened in the past happened. And I'd like to stop you if I could. You won't, for reasons I've explained. Okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could take a flat earther up to fucking space, show them everything is round, prove it to them, somehow make them big enough to feel the whole thing and feel it. It doesn't matter. They'll just reflect it back at you as, well, you would say that. Or, yeah, well, it benefits you to say that, doesn't it? Things along those lines. Or deflect in some other way. Yeah, well, what about, such and such? It's always the case. It doesn't matter. This person, the more you try to get them to get honest about what happened in the past, the more they sneaky deaky away. The more they double down on stubborn, nope, that kind of a thing. Okay? Keep that in mind. And I believe there's a strong feeling of Seven of Wands attached to that. I don't know if it'll come out when I clarify, but there's a strong feeling of Seven of Wands there. But yeah, you got a conversation coming with somebody here. You do what you want to do. I'm just offering you advice. I don't bother. I don't hate myself enough to try to talk people around on stuff that they've got themselves convinced of. Usually they've got themselves convinced of it, that something didn't happen, whatever it is, with you or out in the world, as a defense mechanism. It's too hard for them to look at. It would cause them to have a mental breakdown, So, it is what it is. I'm going to pull... I'm going to selectively clarify here a little bit. I need to start with the Nine of Wands. I'm not worried about this. This person loves you. They do. They do. They fantasize about you. They think about you. This triad right here, you're the shit. Okay? And that drives them crazy. I think what happened in the past with you guys put you on top. Okay? You came out looking better. In other words, if let's say, for example, they cheated on you. You were in a relationship with them. You come out looking like the hero. It's always the person that got cheated on that people sympathize with and try to help and rally around. Nobody rallies around the cheater, right, and defends that. What kind of asshole devilish fuckers would do that, right? So again, they feel bad. They feel stupid. But they're doubling down on it. People like this double down on their crazy town. It is what it is. Nine Wands, why is that here? Let's see. Tell me about the Nine Wands. Let's see where we're at. It's crossed by the Four of Wands. This person is in the middle of a push-pull, tug-of-war internally. This is internal. They're in a tug-of-war. Here you are, awesome. They'd love a happy new beginning with you. In fact, the energy is there for a happy new beginning. The energy is there based on where this Four of Wands fell. I will tell you, if you watch the Aries reading, you'll understand what I mean. The energy is here. The environmental energy in their feelings is here. The universe is trying to provide you with the opportunity to have a happy new beginning with this person and start over. All they got to do is get real. The energy is there for it. And what's their response to that energy? Nope. Nope. Never happened. Nope. Right? All right. That's fine. And it's a damn shame because they look great in their shorts. I mean, they got legs for miles, little short. I mean, God, I hate it when good-looking people are assholes. It really drives me crazy. It's terrible. All right, what's going on? What's on top? Queen of Pentacles. See, there you are. They're defensive to it. It's what I said. The energy is there for a happy new beginning. There you are. They love you. They think about you. They want to apologize to you. They want a new beginning in love. That's all they can think about. And there they are. They're very defensive to it because you're there. Because they can't stop feeling you. Why is that here? The Five of Wands. Defensive to it. I said I felt a 7 Wands here. This is pretty close, isn't it? 5 Wands. Yeah, it's right. It's spot on. I'll tell you what. And bridging energy is the 4 of Pentacles. So again, it's somebody who doesn't want to lose you, but is also very defensive. It's somebody who... they're afraid. They're scared. They're scared to face what happened in the past. People who are scared to face what happened in the past, what happened in history, shut it down. They deny it. That couldn't have happened. No, we wouldn't have done anything like that. No, we wouldn't have. Really? Okay. Well, that belief causes it to happen again. If this person's in denial about the fact that they cheated, for example, they're just going to keep doing it over and over again. Right? If this person can somehow convince you that what you think happened didn't happen, and they come back, I guarantee you it'll happen again. Right? People that deny the past deny it because they want to repeat it. Right? It behooves them to repeat it. Let's talk about the past here. Let's talk about the 6 of Cups. Okay? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the 6 of Cups. Tell me about it. Why is it here? It's crossed by the 4 of Cups. What did I say? What have I been saying? Rewind. Why am I your second favorite? I don't understand. What did I do? You know, it's the 4 of Cups. Look, they don't want to talk about it. Does he look like he wants to talk about it? No, she wants to talk about it. That's you. You're Blondie. She wants to talk about it. He don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to face the past. No, let's just talk about frogs. Okay? It's everything I told you rolled up in one fucking card. What's on top? I got this. It feels like more than one card. That's why I'm checking. It's 9 cups. Somebody wants to sugarcoat the past. It's everything I've already said. I'm not going to repeat myself. Why is the 9 cups here? The Emperor. They want to control the narrative. Okay? They want to control the narrative. What they did. What happened when you knew them before they ran. What happened in your relationship. Anybody that wants to erase the past in some way or control the narrative wants to do that because they can't face what really happened, and typically they want to repeat it. They want to do it again. All right? They want to regain control. This is all about control for this person. All about it. Let's jump right to your final outcome. Chariot, why is it here? I rest my case here. All right? I feel like they want to repeat it. Or not so much repeat it. I feel like they want a do-over, right? And this time they're going to come out on top. Whatever that means. I think you came out on top last time. All right? They want a do-over, and this time they're going to come out on top. You know. So it's not even so much repeating the past as much as just a do-over. Even if it goes a little differently, they want to win this time. All right? Why is the Chariot here? Let's talk about it. Come on, let's go. This reading running a little long. The Moon. I think you want to try. You're determined. It's what I said. You're determined to bring out in the open. See, she's determined to go see what that noise was outside, even though it's raining. You're determined to bring out in the open what this person wants to keep in the dark. All right? Again, I'm going to encourage you not to bother. It's not worth it. Let this play out. It'll show you who this person is. Don't interrupt them. Let them tell you how they didn't hurt you in the past. Let them tell you how they didn't cheat on you or how they didn't this or that never happened. Let them pay attention. Listen, because you know what really happened, right? So pay attention. And then do some simple math, some simple subtraction. The difference between the two shows you who this person is. Your version, which is what really happened, and their version, right? Subtract their version from your version, and the answer you get is who this person really is. Are they worth your time? At that point, you can determine if they're worth their time. You have a point you can make where, well, if they're below this, no. If they're above this or at the line, maybe. You know, that kind of a thing. What's on top? A tower. Yeah. Again, it'll fall on your head if you try. Why is that here? The Queen of Wands. It's best just to let it. It's everything I just said to you in cards. Right there. Everything I just said to you. Okay? If you try to, if you put too much effort in and try, it'll fall on your head. All right? And if you do get a new beginning from this person or get them to admit it, it'll just be superficial. It's a bit like torture. Torture isn't a good technique for getting information because people will say anything to make the pain stop. Right? So that's sort of what this is here. If you keep hammering this person, you did this. No, you did it this way. No, you did. And you keep charioting them, right? They're eventually just going to say, yeah, okay, fine, you were right. Fine. You know, but it's a very superficial kind of a thing, all right? With the Queen of Wands there. It's fakey McFakerman. Somebody faking it just to get you to shut up, basically, okay? They don't want to look at what really happened. They want a do-over so that they can come out on top. And they don't care whether it happens again. All right? That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. And I hope you take the advice and you pay attention. All right? To everybody around you. To the people around you. Anybody. Anytime you ever get in a conversation with somebody, even at work, where you know what happened, but their version seems a little weird to you. And they seem really, really determined to have it their way, so to speak, like a Burger King. It tells you a lot. Don't waste your time trying to correct them. Even if you have evidence, they'll just claim it's fake evidence. They'll claim it's nonsense, generally speaking, because it's a defense mechanism. They're telling it their way because they can't actually face what happened, what actually happened. All right. In the case of this person, I think they do have something from childhood or in their past that they never dealt with that I think they need to deal with. All right. But that's not your problem, and there's nothing you can do about it here in this context. All right. That's your reading. Good luck.